So now we'll be talking about data cleaning. Hope you can hear me and you can see my screen.
Yes, we can hear you. Well, we are not seeing the screen clearly.
No, don't worry about. I would increase the. I will increase the thing. Don't worry. Um. Hope you can see it now.
Yes.
Okay. So what is data cleaning? You see this data that I'm presenting to you. It's actually a data that is ready, that wants to be ready for analysis. They want to use this data for analysis. But before, like I said, before you can use your data for any analysis, you must check your data if your data is clean. What does it mean for our data to be clean? It means our data is consistent, out of error, to make our analysis efficient, and our answers or the decisions or insights we'll be getting will be clean insight. If you have a dirty data, you get a dirty insight, or you get a dirty answer, a dirty analysis. If you have a clean data, that is when you can get a clean insight or a clean analysis. I will start with something. I want to show you something. I said something about outliers when we first started. If you had watched the previous videos, sorry, our first class, I talked about um let's assume a scenario where everybody in Nigeria is trying to do something about okay, they said everybody should drop their age, the age of everybody, and they want to give everybody something, and you drop your date of birth, so they'll be able to get your age. So then someone drops their age. Someone now wrote 1st October 1709. 1st October 1709. I don't know how possible that will be, because we all know it's not even I don't know how possible that will be. It's not possible. It's either the person wants to write 2009 or 2019 or something. But it's not possible for you to have 1709. Now let's assume we didn't clean our data and we just continue with the analysis. And maybe the president needs the oldest person, the oldest. That person's age will be around 300 years, 300 years old, which is not possible. Nobody is above 300. So with your data and your analysis, you'll be able to get that the person with the highest age is 300 years old, and that person will come out. And we know that this person is the wrong person because he gave a wrong detail about his date of birth. So those are those dirty things we need to sort out before we start our analysis. I'm not saying they will always be in your data, but you need to look out for them. Not only that, we have a lot of things, and we'll be doing some of those things now. So now, if they want to give the person with the highest age a car, and after the analysis, you are able to bring out that the person with the highest age is that person that is 300 years old. And when you brought it out, someone came out, and you know yourself that that is not the person with the highest age, because it's just because he was able to just he gave a wrong detail. That was why his name came out. So you should have done something about that data before analyzing, which is to clean the data. And that's something we'll be talking about now, so that our data is going to be good enough for our analysis. If your data is dirty, you have issues with whatever you get. So those are the things we'll be doing today. Now, this is our data. This is our data. And the first thing I used to do, I'm talking about myself, is that once I see my data, these are my headers. These are my headers. So once I see them, the first thing I need to do is I put that filter thing there. I had that filter sign, that filter thing. So I'll be able to see what is in my data. Like if I open this up now, I'll be able to see everybody that is in my data. I'll be able to do maybe a quick sort, a quick filter. I just find it like This is one of the major things I need to do before I even start anything. I had that filter thing because I really love it. So now, one thing about that filter and that filter box, this box, is that it shows you uniquely those values in yourself. Let's assume the first person is Abraham Lincoln. The first person is Abraham Lincoln. Let's assume that Abraham Lincoln is appearing more than once here. Maybe Abraham Lincoln is appearing 4 times here. When you open this up, it's going to come out only once. No repetition. It's just going to come out once. It's going to come out only once. So now, even if I have, I'm coming, let me go for, look at this, democratic. I have many democratic here, many democratic. But if I open this, I have only one democrat. Sorry, I have only two demo. I have democratic and I have demo. I'm coming, democratic republican. So those are the things we will be doing. I'm coming. Hold on. I need to sort something. I noticed something now, so I need to hold on. No, don't save. Something happened. So yeah, let's have this. So now let me add that filter. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. So now, without repetition, by the time you open up this is going to show the values without repetition. Without repetition. So what are those things I want to do first? I need to understand my data. What is data are telling us? The first thing here does not even have an header. This one does not have an header. And it's starting from 0. 0 to what? 0 to 44. Okay. This one is serial number. Serial number. Okay. Serial number starting from 1 to 45. No problem. Then the president. Obviously, I know
Sorry,
this one.
sorry to cut you short, Mr. Ahmed, but can you kindly grant some people access? They are outside.
Oh,
Sorry.
thank you very
Yeah, yeah,
much.
yeah.
You see, that's sorry for those people that are outside though. That's one of the reasons why I said okay, okay. I'm very sorry that I've been. Can someone admit people in? Someone should be able to do that. I think Mr. Samuel helped us the last time. He said he's not with his laptop. Someone should be able to help us with that. I'm sorry. I would kind of do a quick recap of what we have been doing. So we've not even done anything. We've not done anything much. So we have this data and we want to clean it. That's what we said. We want to clean our data. And the first thing is we need to understand what type of data we are dealing with. What is the data we are dealing with? So now this is this column is just there. Nothing. It's not depicting anything. Now look at this column. This one. It's showing serial number 1 to 45, I think. 1 to 45. Then I have another one. I think someone wants to join the class again. Then I have another one. I'm coming. I have another one. President. I think these are the presidents of United States. These are all the presidents, present and past. So George Washington, John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, James Madison, James Monroe, John Quincy Adams. We have them. I think prior is like the name they give them, commander in chief or something, first vice president. I think maybe this is okay. Okay, this was what they were before they became the president of United States. I think this was commander in chief of something, commander in chief of the Continental Army. John Adams, before he became the president, he was the first vice president of the United States. This was the second vice president of the United States. So this is like a prior position, a prior portfolio before they became the president. Now, party. So this is the party, like the political party they use in becoming the president of the United States. So as at the time they were the president, who was their vice. So this is telling us about okay who their vice was as at the time they were the president. So it's possible that someone might be the president here and you might be the vice here. So it's possible that your name is appearing here and here. Because I think someone here, John Adams was once the vice president. So when George Washington was the president, John Adams was the vice president. And when George Washington left, John Adams became the president. So it's just like Jonathan's regime. When Buhari was the president, Jonathan was the vice president. So it's normal. Then another thing was their salary. So as at that time, I think George Washington was collecting $5,000 as his salary. But now I think everything has evolved, and I think um okay, this is still Donald Trump, and I think the salary is $405,000. Wow, that's huge. $405,000 for their presidents now. So you can see the increment of their salary across the years. Now, this is the date updated. That is the date they updated this sheet. The date they updated this sheet. And this is the date they created the sheet. That is the date they created this particular Excel sheet. So I don't really think we'll just I'm coming. Let me admit people that are just coming in. So this is the date they admitted these people in. Sorry, I said these people. This is the date they created this sheet. This is the date they updated last. So let's continue. Now, looking at this, I want I want us to look at this data very well. This data very well. There are some things that are not needed. There are some things that we need to sort. There are some things that we need to do. We want to talk about cleaning. So there are some things that we need to do. Who can give me some of the things that you've seen that this thing is not correct? We need to correct it. If you have seen something, just unmute your mic and say it.
Yeah, in the
Okay.
place of the 10th Vice President of the United States, you see
What did you
something
say?
like April 4. In the place, beside the 10th Vice President of the United States, you
Okay,
see something that is off. You see something like April 14. I think I'm
thank
not seeing it
you.
anymore.
This one,
April
Abby.
4, something like that.
This
Yeah,
this particular point, Abby.
yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. So what do we do? Let me just highlight that place so we come back to it. That's something. No political party should be something like this. I don't think it's just like they want to write weak. Weak can be a political party. Then this week is still going to be referring to this same week. Just that this one has April 4/19, and I feel this is like an error. So the whole April 4 should be out. So we'll sort that. Then who again wants to say something? What did you notice again?
Hello.
Thank you, sir.
Hello.
Thank you,
Yeah,
sir.
on that another thing I noticed was
Yes,
under the vice, the
bye.
names
Thank you.
are quite are not ordered properly. They are quite scattered. I don't know.
Please, who is talking? I want to know the person. Please, when you want to
Mr.
answer my
Abubakar.
question, Mr.
Mr. Abubakar.
Abubakar. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. If you want, if you see under the device, you see that these names are not well arranged. You can see what was this space doing before Milad Fillmore. Look at all these are not well arranged. So those are those things that we'll sort out. Okay, that's another thing. Who has something else?
Hello. So under
Sorry, who
president,
is
we have
talking? Please, I need to
some
know who is
names are in
talking
capital.
first.
This is Ibironke.
Okay, Miss Ibiro, okay, thank you. Okay, under
So under
what?
president, some names president, some names are in capital letters, some names are in small letters.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's what we call consistency. Why are these names? Look at James Monroe, all caps. Then we have another one, all small letters. Why is it like that? You know that okay for our names, the first word, that is the name, should start with a capital letter. Then every other thing can be small. So that's another thing. That's another thing. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I think someone wants to join the class again. That's another thing we'll be doing. Um, Let me go back to our data cleaning. So what again? That's not
The
all. Oh.
serial, I think the serial number, the first column is not needed. So
Thank
the
you very
second
much.
column has the
Thank you very much. Who is talking? I need to know the person talking. Oh,
Temitope Ariel.
Mr. Temitope, thank you very much.
Yes.
So, like you said, the first column is not needed. It is not. I love how this class is today. Oh. I love how this class is today. So, you said the first column is not needed. That's another thing. Then I need to. Okay, someone can still show me something. Oh, I'm giving you expo.
The dates at the bottom are in
Exactly.
different
They are
order
not.
as
They are not
opposed
in the
to
same format.
the order.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you very much. If you want to use this particular format, use it. So if you want to use this one, use it. Oh, you don't have to have two formats together in the same column. It doesn't make sense. So let's have one format. So those are those things that we'll be using. Those are the things we'll be using. Yeah, those are the things we'll be using. Now let's start. This column is not needed. This column. Just click on this A. This column is not needed. You can delete it. We don't need you. I've deleted it. We don't need you. The serial number, you might decide to keep it. It's okay. There's no problem with that. You might decide to keep it. So the serial number is still okay for me. Then another thing I want to do is that I would want my headers. I can decide to do that. Okay, let's leave that. I will sort that later. So now I noticed something. I noticed something that okay, look at this John Adams. John Adams. Look at him, John Adams. John Adams now, everything is in small letter. James Monroe. Look at this James Monroe. Everything is in what? Capital letter. I don't want it to be like this. I don't want it to be like this. I want everything to be like in a proper English manner. And what is the proper English manner? The first letter is going to be capital letter. If you look at the first person is normal. This is the normal way I want it to be. That is George Washington. G is in capital letter. Every other thing is in small letter. W is in capital letter. Every other thing is in small letter. There are some cases where you yourself you don't want it like that. Maybe you want everything in capital letter. There are cases like that. There are cases where you want everything in small letter. So I will show you. Sorry, I will show you. I'll first start with maybe I want everything in capital letter. What will I do? Now, this is what I will do. Let me create a new column. Okay, I'm coming. Let me do this. I want to create a new column. Beside it, a new column. I've created a new column. This column now, I want to call it the president. See what will happen. Now, the way I'm writing my precedence now is different from this one. This one is starting with small letter. I'm now writing my own with capital letter. The reason why I'm differentiating it is that, okay, now, this particular column will give me exactly what I want. This is what I want. Now, let's assume that you want your answer, everything in capital letter. What do? You start with a function called, anytime you want to start a function, don't forget to start with what? An equals to sign. Equals to sign will prompt Excel that, okay, this person wants to perform what? A function. So now, after doing that, the next thing I want to do, if I want to convert everything to what? Capital letter. If I want to convert everything to capital letter, I would use a function called upper. Upper would convert all these things to capital letter. So I'll open a bracket and I'll pick what I want to convert. I want to convert what is inside this cell, and I'll close it. Then I click on enter. Can you see everything now is a capital letter? So if I want every other thing down here to be capital letter, don't forget what will I do? I'll just double click on this particular point so it will pass it down. Don't forget I will use to pass down. Once I pass it down, can you see John Adams? Everybody now is in capital letter. What if it is not capital letter I want? I want everything in small letter. I will say equals lower. Then I'll click this. And I'll close it. Enter. Can you see? Now everything is in small letter. Then I can pass it down. Just double click on this. Everything now is a small letter. Now, this is not exactly what I want. What I want is I want the first letter to be capital letter, then every other thing can be small letter. What we use in that context is to use a function called proper. Proper. So look at what proper will do. Because this is actually in a proper thing, I don't mind. If I still use proper, it's still going to give me the same thing. So I'll now pass it down. Once I pass it down, can you see? It has already what? Converted for all of these people. So everything now is making sense. Everything now is making sense. I think this is okay. Now, once I'm done with this, I can now decide that since I'm done with this, I can delete this one. Sorry.
Sorry, please, can you just briefly come again on that? How you capitalize everything, or
If you want to
sorry,
capitalize, you use
the network
upper.
was shaking.
If you want to
Sorry.
capitalize, you use upper.
Okay.
Upper. Then you select what you want.
Okay.
If I want to, then if you want to pass it down to every other person, you just double click on this, pass it down. If I want to make everything small letter, I'll use lower, just the same way.
Okay.
So if I
How
want to
about
move,
how about just capital for the first letter of the names?
exactly, that's what I was saying. That I use a function called proper.
Proper. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Proper. Then I'll pass it down for others. Do you understand now? So that's the first thing. Then for this particular column, you have to check column by column for you to understand that, for you to check out for the dirtiness in our data. This prior position, I don't think I have anything to do with them because they're just going to give us a detail. I can't be doing detail by detail. It is not something and I don't really think I'll be needing it, so I'll just leave that out. Party. The party the person used in gaining that position. So now let's open it up and see what they have inside. I have Here I have democratic. I have democratic republican. That's the second one. I know you might not see this, but that's why I'm reading it out. Then here I have democratic. It is not democratic again. I have democratic here. So this is like a spelling error. Look at what I have. Can you see? Democratic. Someone used a party called democratic. We know that there's no party called democratic. It is supposed to be what? Democratic. So we have to convert that. So let's select everything back. So now that's one thing we have to clean. Then we have federalist. We have non-partisan, correct? We have republican. Then we have republicans. We have republican. Then we have republicans again. That's another thing. If you are going to be using republican, let's use republican. If you are going to be using republicans, let's use what? Republicans. We can't be having republican and republicans. They are the same thing. So that's something we'll have to what? Correct. Then we have which and which. We have these two, which are supposed to be the same thing. We have this week and we have this week, April 4 something. April 4, 1841. This is not a party. The party is supposed to be week 2. So I don't know why this is like this. So now what do we do? I need to convert a lot of things. I need to convert this democratic. There's democratic. I need to convert it to what? Democratic. I need to convert um Republicans. Which one should we use? Let's use Republicans. So we convert Republican to Republicans. So we have a lot of things to do there. So let's select
Sorry,
everything.
just a minute.
Okay.
Yes, this that democratic that you have a dash and there's a space in between that Republican. Is this something we need to also filter? Like remove the space so I can be the dash is just be what is separating them. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. Is it something that requires filtering? Yeah, to remove the
Okay.
space and yeah,
Okay, you're thinking we should just maybe remove the space here and just make it Democratic dash Republican, right?
yeah, yeah.
Okay. It's something we can clean now. That's another thing. That's another thing we can clean. So if you want to do that, since there is a space, I think after the dash there shouldn't be any space, right? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's something we'll clean. We'll do everything now. You don't worry about that. So now, what do I need to do? I can decide to be doing it one after the other, which is what you are going to do. Do it one after the other because the problems are unique. They are not the same problem. So the spelling for week in April for is different from the one for democratic. So now there is a function in Excel that we use to find a particular thing in our data set and we replace it with the original thing. We call it find and replace. Find and replace. The shortcut for find and replace is Ctrl F. I press my Ctrl F so you can have that. Once you open Ctrl F, this is what you see. Find, replace. So now I'll go back. On my data, if I just press Ctrl F, it's going to bring out this box for me. The box is used to find and replace values within your dataset. If you have forgotten the shortcut as Ctrl F, you can come here and you see something like find and select anything find. Just click on it, then you see replace, find, replace, anything. So let's go to replace, replace. So now there is a word I want to look at something now. There is a word I want to do something with. I want to find a word. Which word are we looking for? I'm looking for that democratic. Democratic. I've written it democratic. That wrong one. Then this second thing is replace with. What am I replacing with? I want to replace with the correct thing. Democratic. Democratic. Then I will click on replace all. He said he can't find anything there. Coming. I think there's an area. Okay. So now it has been replaced. It has been replaced. So now if I open this up now again, can you see now that the democratic is not here again? Because everything now is now democratic. No democratic
Sorry,
again.
please, can you come again briefly? I didn't see that. Can you come again? Sorry, my network was checking it.
Okay,
Sorry.
no problem, sir. Okay. So now if I press my Ctrl F and I come to replace. Yeah, what am I finding? I'm finding democratic, the wrong one, and I'm replacing with the right one, democratic. Then I'll click on replace all. Once I do that, can you see all done? We made one replacement because there is one particular word called democratic and it has been replaced with what democratic. Do you understand now, sir? So now, once you are done with that, you can close it. Then if you check, that democratic that was there before is not there again. It's not there again. Then another thing is that democratic republican that I talked about. So let's go back. Ctrl F, find and replace. Let's delete this. So write what was there before. Democratic. Sorry, democratic. Then there's this space and I have republican. Now what I want is democratic republican. No space now. Republican. And I'll replace all. I'm coming. I'm trying to check something. Okay, now they said you can't find. Let's click on this one then. I've copied what is here. I don't know why we can't now come in. I'm coming up. I don't know why we don't have.
It's double space.
Okay, thank you very much. It's double space, not even one space. I'm not with my glasses, sorry. So now, can you see now there's no space again? I will just do it again so you will see what we did. So now what was there before was democratic, then we have double spaces. How were you able to see it, Mr. Bernard? Maybe I'm here, I can't see it.
I,
I'm
I
asking
I
you.
zoomed my screen.
Okay, okay. Thank you very much. So it was double space. So what are we going to do? So let's just copy what was here. Or just let's go to find and replace. So now what was there before? Democratic, there's a dash and there's a double space. So what will I do? How will I even know? There's some people that will not know that it is a double space. Just click on that one that you want to what? That you want to edit. Come here and copy it. So that was what I did. Come here and copy it. Copy what was there. Okay. So let's go back to find and replace. So let's come here. Let's paste it, Ctrl V. What do I want to replace with? I want to replace with something like this. And click on what? Replace all. So all done, we made 4 replacements. Okay. Now what is another thing we want to do? I have Republicans. Look at this one, Republicans. And I have Republican. So let's edit that too. So I want to change Republicans to Republicans. So let's come to replace. I want to replace Republicans to Republican. That's what I want to do. We made 1 replacement. So there is only one that was there before, and that's the last one. So they've changed it now to Republican. So now it's remaining only this one. This one. So now let's see. Let's open up and see. Democratic, Republican, Federalist, non-partisan, Republican, weak. Okay, now it's just remaining this. So what can I do to this? I can copy this, copy what's here, Ctrl C, come to find and replace. Now paste it. So now what do you want to write? Instead of writing this, let's write weak. Weak. And I click on what? Replace all. Once I do that, this has actually changed to week. There is nothing like week April fall again. So this has actually changed to what? Week. So I can just come back. Let's remove the background that I used before. Let's do it as white. Now this is okay. So now this is nice. Let's continue. Let's continue. Now for the next one. The next one is actually okay. It's actually in the proper format. Just that the spaces, look at this. Why was space doing before Aaron Ball? They are okay, just that the space is between them. So what do I do? Sorry. So I want to create something that would make all the spaces one. Nothing like double spaces. Everything is going to be a single space. And if you are starting the cell, there won't be any space. Like there won't be any space here. So the function to use in this case is called trim. Equals trim function. What does it do? It removes all spaces from a text string except for single spaces between words. So let's say you have spaces between words. It's going to be single and it will remove all other spaces apart from that one. So that's what it is going to do. Trim. What am I trimming? I'm trimming what is in this cell. Enter. Can you see now? This is John Adams. If I click on every other thing, I pass it down. Can you see everything is now aligned? Everything is now aligned. So look at this person, Aaron Ball. Aaron Ball now is normal. Look at this, Millard Fillmore. Millard Fillmore now is normal. So those are those things we'll be talking about. Sorry, those are the things I've been talking about. Those are the things I've been talking about. So now, that's for that one. Then another thing is that if you look at this, I have the price. Nothing is wrong with this. This is okay. The salary, nothing is wrong with the salary. Or does anybody have any observation? If you have any observation, you can talk. Now, one thing that you need to look out for is that if you look at this price, it's under text. These are numbers. This shouldn't be text. If you look at this is text. So I need to convert it back to what? Currency. Currency. Now my currency is naira. So what do I do? And I know that I'm talking about the United States. I can go back and change it to dollars. So I just come to more number format. So under currency, I'll not change that symbol from naira. I'll not change it back to dollars. So we have different types of dollars. So I'll just choose United States.
Sorry, do we have the Naira option on Excel, or is something that you imported from somewhere?
No. It's there. It's there on Excel.
Oh, okay. All right.
More number formats. Once you come to currency, we have a lot of currencies here. Can you see? These are all currencies. So I think I have look at Igbo Naira. So I think Hausa Naira. This is Hausa. Fula. I don't know. This Fula. That's Naira too. Edo. So Yoruba Naira. Do you understand? So those are still Naira. So we have different dollars too. So I just went there and I chose United States Naira dollars. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. So our salary is now okay. If you look at this is general. General is okay, and you can decide to change it to a text. You can decide to change it to a text. Where's text? This text. So this is okay. But I'm coming. We have every other thing is aligned. I'm coming. Now for the date, I have this. Just make sure this is under general. This should be under date. This shouldn't be general. Under date. Now what type of date do I want? Is it a short date? If I convert this to a short date, you see all those things that was here before. If there was something, where is this something? So far I've converted everything to a short date. Then I have all those Wednesday that's coming out is out. If I want it as a long date, I'll just come back here and I'll convert to a long date. So everything now is now what? A long date. So it depends on what you want. If with your analysis, you'll be needing something like Wednesday, you'll be needing something like the day of the week. You know that okay, then long date will be something I should be using. But if you know that in your analysis you don't really need the days of the week, you just need the day, the month, and the year, then short date is the way to go. So for this one too, I can decide to use now. I have long date and short date together here. Let me just come here and click on what? Short date for this one. So this one is short date, while this one is not long date. So you can decide to use any one you want. Just that you already know a picture of what you want to analyze, what you are going for, and you just with your cleaning you'll be able to get to what you want. With your analysis, you know that you'll be using the days of the week. Obviously, long date is something you should be doing. Though in your analysis, someone asked something. There was one time that someone asked me a question that what if I've finished cleaning? I thought I've finished cleaning and I was doing my analysis, then I saw something. Can I go back? Will I have to start again? No, you don't have to start again. Just go back to that process of cleaning. And once you finish cleaning, just refresh. So it will actually refresh everything. And it will, let's say your the things you removed now, you saw some dirty things and you removed them. Those dirty things, even if you have used them for your analysis, they will be removed from whatever you've done in the analysis. And whatever formula or whatever thing you've done with the analysis will still remain. So that is the way it is. So you can always go back and clean. But it's always good to start your cleaning first. There are some things that once you don't clean, not everything you can actually go back. There are some things that once you don't clean, you have to start again. But majority of those things you can actually what, go back and do whatever you need to do. So those are the things I just want to pass across. So I'm done with my cleaning. So those columns that I don't need, come in, I'm trying to delete this. Okay. Now I'm trying to delete this one, but this one is getting deleted. Why? It's because this one was generated from this. Come in. I'm coming now. Just give me a few seconds. So now, sorry, I'm coming. Look at what I want to do. Let me insert something else. Okay, okay. So now I have a challenge. And what is the challenge? The challenge is that if I click on this, what will you see here? You see the name, right? George Washington. But if I click on this one, what will you see? You see the formula that we used in converting it to a proper English. So by the time if I delete this one, if I decide to delete this one will be deleted because this is coming from this. So what do I need to do? I need to do something. So why not, let me start a new one, a new column. Now what I want is that I want to copy everything here. Control C, sorry, Control Shift down to highlight everything on that cell. Control C to copy it. Now if I want to paste it, I will not just press Control V. So now there are paste options. These are paste options. Now if you look at the first one, I'm pasting everything that is there. This one I'm pasting only the values. The formulas will not follow. Only the values. So only that George Washington that is there will be pasted. The formula that was used to get the proper English would not be pasted. So that's what I'll be using. I'll just use this. So if I click on this now, George Washington is coming out. If I click on John Quincy Adams, can you see it is coming out? So now I can decide to delete this. I can decide to delete this too, and my president still remains. So now, still for this, still for this,
Sorry, Mr. Ahmed. That paste option you use,
yes,
is it paste what was it called? This paste special. Is this paste special that you use?
yes, all this. You know, when you come to your paste options, you see all those. You now paste values. Only the values will be pasted. Do you understand what I just said? I'll do it again. I'll do it for device, so you understand what I'm talking about. let me insert this. So now let me copy this, Control Shift down, Control C. So I have this, Control V. Now, if I paste this, I didn't use any type of paste. I just use Control V. What I have here is trim E2, that formula that we used. If I paste it with Control V, is it going to be trim E2 that is there? That is not what I want. So let me remove it. Then I'll use all this paste special thing. So it's not going to be what? Paste only the values. Don't paste the formula together. Just paste only the values that I have here. So if I pasted only the values, I can come here, delete this. I can delete this too. So I have device here, which is okay. And I'm done with my cleaning.
How do you get the paste option?
What did you say?
How do you get the paste option? You know,
Just
Control
right click.
C and Control V will just drop it. How do you get the paste option?
You just right click. I right click. If I copy this now and I right click, then this paste option, if I just right click, this paste option will come out. Then I'll just select this one, values.
Okay.
Do you understand?
The values. Okay.
So
Okay.
those
Yes,
are
I do.
the things we want to. I've cleaned it now. Now this is okay. Everything now is okay. Everything is sitting well. I've cleaned it and it's ready for analysis. So everything is now consistent.
Okay. My question is, you know, ordinarily I thought the options we have, as in the paste option, we have the normal pasting and the paste special. Is paste special has different options too? So that's what I want
Yes.
to ask.
Yes. So you can decide to paste the formula. You can decide to paste the value itself. So we are pasting the value, not the formula. Those are the paste special. Do you understand?
Okay. Yes.
So that is basically everything we want to do.
Some of our, like for example, some of our headings, like pyro, party, and salary, they're still all starting with small letter one.
No, you know,
And secondly,
for your headings, you can decide to do that on your own. You know, you don't have to just in normal header. I can decide to just change that. You can
okay, what
decide to
about
use
the? Are we?
your formula to it's still going to work. Do you understand? But what I don't want
Yeah,
is that if you I might have started it just like, you know, I started with this particular cell when I was doing my formula, when I was using my formula. You can decide to start from this point. Do you understand? You can decide to start from this point. But what I don't want is that I just want you to understand that I'm dealing with the values, not the headers. Majority of the time, those headers are actually unique. That is what the client wants. That is the way the client wants the header to be. Do you understand? Let's assume that you have an header that is actually an abbreviation. And you know, abbreviations will come out and you're looking at it. And you're looking at it now. Let's assume we have something like this. We have another header called, this is the name of the header. And it's an abbreviation, so I can't use small letters. But let's assume that I don't even know it is what an abbreviation. And I've actually converted it to proper. If I've converted it to proper, then what will happen? I've altered my data set. Because that is an abbreviation, that is an header. That is the reason why I said in our first class, I said it's always good to have like a domain knowledge of your columns. That what does it mean? So from what your client is giving you, your client would have already told you that, okay, this particular thing is what? This is what it means. Okay, let's assume you got an hospital data and you have something like BP. BP. I know we know that it is blood pressure. But you're looking at it and you're looking at it like, BP should be something like, it should be like this now. It shouldn't be, it should be like this. But it shouldn't be like this. But if you have gotten a domain knowledge from your client, that what does your BP means, blood pressure, you know that it is an abbreviation, it should be like this. Irrespective of what others are doing, all other headers are doing. Do you understand, Mr. Bernard? So that's the reason why I didn't start from the beginning.
yes, I do.
Uh-huh. So any other questions?
Well,
Sorry.
also we don't have, we're not seeing the whole information in that pyro. We're not seeing the whole information on it.
Do you mean this?
Yes,
You are not seeing the whole information, as in now, like the details here.
like before you enlarge it, we're not seeing. Yes,
Okay, okay. Now I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. So, um, since you are not seeing the details, it's just that the cells are arranged in such a way that, sorry, the columns are arranged like this. I can decide to increase it to whatever length I want. So I'll be able to see whatever is there. Do you understand? But this is not something that I feel you might need necessarily during your analysis. It's just like an information. It's like you are doing analysis for some people and they are telling you that do a brief description about yourself. Though your client might need it. So if your client is needing it now, you have to do something else. You have to find a way to work around with it. But I don't think there is anything to do with this. Commander-in-Chief of the Continental Army. And what we have here is now, if I want to do anything to this now, what I will have issues with, it is this bracket. If you look at this critically, what do you think we have here? We have 1775 to 1783. Now, there's this AE something, this sign. This sign, I don't know the meaning. So I think it should be like a dash here. You should have like a dash here anytime we have this. So now, what can I do? Let me copy that AE, that sign, that thing. Control C, I've copied it. Oh. Then I'll come to find and replace. Find and replace. So what do I want to find? That thing that I copied. And what do I want to replace with? Let's replace with dash. Replace all. Now I think this is okay now. Did you see what he did?
yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Now I think this is okay. So that's another form of cleaning. That's another form of cleaning. And that find and replace is not something you can use on your Excel only. So if you go to your Word, your Power presentation, your PowerPoint, you can use it too. You can use it for your, you see it, find and replace. Let's say you have a Word document, you've written something down, and you notice that for everything that you are writing, there's a particular word you are spelling in the wrong way. You can just go for find and replace. Anytime you see that word, replace with another thing. So that is one of those things we are talking about. Then I think what's time, 9:28. Okay. So that would be like, that's the end of the class. That's the end. That's all for cleaning. Then I can stop let me stop the recording.